just wanted to reiterate with the whole, Aaron Rodgers fiasco. That's definitely Green Bay. Aaron Rodgers has made it known he wants to play for the Jets. Green Bay's holding this thing up. So
Yeah.
it almost makes you wonder at that point, and I don't want to go too much on a tangent here, but it almost makes you wonder, Cam, do the Jets at some point just walk away from this and be like, you know what, we want Aaron, but this is ridiculous. I mean, we got to field a roster. We have to know what we're doing on draft night. Like, do you just go, you know what, this is taking too long. We're going to trade up. Where, instead of getting Aaron Rodgers, having to give up a first rounder next year, we're going to trade up, maybe get a second rounder, give away a second rounder or whatever, and go up and get our quarterback. Maybe that's CJ Stroud if he falls. Maybe, they try and they go after Bryce Young. I don't know. Do you consider that? Like, is that something you're like, a win now team normally wouldn't do this, but now all of a sudden it kind of changes you as a team, because if you go after, either of those guys, now you're not really a win now team, right? You're a team like the Rams, who you played on when they got Jared Goff on his rookie deal. And we saw, you can, say all you want, that team's not going to compete for a Super Bowl. Goff was in the Super Bowl 2 years after being drafted. I mean, that's the thing that we need to keep in mind. And, he was in the playoffs a year after being drafted. So I think it's fair to say, if this Rodgers thing goes on long enough, the Jets could walk away theoretically, just go up and get their guy in the draft, whether that's Stroud or Bryce Young, or even Anthony Richardson might be a stretch because they would need to get something because he's not ready to start. But, I think that's a legit thing here. And then all of a sudden, if CJ Stroud is good, if he's better than they've had, that's good enough to make the playoffs and, lead them to like an AFC title game. Now you have a guy on a rookie deal for the next 4 or 5 years. That's a bargain right there. But also Lamar Jackson, who we're going to probably continue to bring up because he's always, he's going to be that household name. At what point do you just, Cam, leave the Aaron Rodgers pool and go chill in the hot tub over with Lamar Jackson and insert draft pick here?
Yeah, that could be a move as well, right? There's so many ways you can go. I think one thing, you have two generational players who, Aaron Rodgers and Lamar Jackson, you have two generational players that you can work with. Aaron is willing to go to the team, right? I haven't seen or heard anything where Lamar's like, yep, send me to the Jets. So I think that's half the battle, is wanting to do something. And if you have a generational player wanting to do something, of course, I think you hold on till the wheels fall off and see what that happens. But like you said, you went through those other options. So having a conversation with Lamar and seeing, hey, I know Aaron, the Green Bay Packers are holding this up a little bit. Would you mind? What do you think? And so I think you're spot on there, and seeing if Lamar Jackson wants to go to the Jets. But going back to the Aaron Rodgers piece, Lazard is already over there. The team is ready to win right now. If I'm the Jets, I think you hold on as long as possible. And then, depending on how the draft goes, if not, seeing where Lamar ends up. Because Lamar, he's already pretty much out the door, right? And so if you have that option, I think you kind of see how the draft plays out and then go for Aaron and Lamar. That you got two generational guys on the board there. Why not? And they're proven already. Come on.
Hey, I'm with you there. I don't think, one thing I know is, I don't think like the Packers, if they're trying to pull one over on Aaron Rodgers and try to get him to stay, he'll retire. Like, he said he was 90% retired before he went in that weird darkness retreat.